Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Sky Lila Experience, where we talk about my experiences. No, what I wanted to talk about today is the definition of fun. What's the definition of fun? Not the dictionary definition, but what's your definition of fun? Because it's okay if it's different than the standard definition of fun for your age group. I have been traveling the world, as per usual, but more than usual. I was gone for about 10 weeks. Sorry about the background noise. I'm in my little conservatory and it's so beautiful. And I had a few comments in the past few months of, don't you want to be out in the world? Because my day-to-day life is, I wake up, I go to the gym. I spend about 4 hours there. By the time I leave my door and get back, maybe 3. But I work out for a while. Then I sauna and cold plunge and just do my meditation in the warm pool. And then I shower, and then I come home, and I eat, and I do my little things. I do my own work, and then I do VAF work. And that goes in to the night. I have dinner, and then I go to sleep, and I do it all over again. And sometimes I watch movies. Sometimes I read a book. Every day I try to do my reading or my audiobook. But I work from home, and I actually prefer working from home. I've worked at cafes before, but I don't know, it just doesn't really work for me. I get too distracted by everyone walking around. I can't focus. I need space. I have to go to the washroom a lot. Just pee, relax. But, so I get a bit nervous about leaving all my stuff there. And then, I like to snack. I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff out because it's not as healthy as the snacks I have at home. So the person was like, well, don't you want to be out in the world? And it's like, well, I am out in the world. I go to the gym for 4 hours, and then I come home, and then I'm online or I'm on Zoom. I socialize once a week. That's good for me, if even once a week. No, I socialize quite a bit, but, I'm just not a super social person. I'm really outgoing when I'm outgoing, but it takes me a lot of time on my own to just gather my energy. For example, yesterday I went to a little book club, so fun. Then I met my friend after, absolutely adore her, and we were walking around central London, and it was a great day. But towards 5 o'clock I felt so dazed, I was high, and it's I don't smoke weed, but I felt so high. Often when I'm out in the world, I'm did I do drugs? No, I didn't. I don't do drugs, but it feels like it. You never know. But so that being said, and another person had said, oh, I feel like you're not, taking advantage of every opportunity. Or not opportunity, but experiences here while in London. And I register a lot of things that people say, and I reflect on it. And then I remind myself that that's not my definition of fun. I don't really like to go to pubs. I don't like patios. I don't like sitting around and doing nothing. Yes, I like bonding with friends. But when we're, really prefer more one-on-one. I do enjoy group things. It's nice to have groups of friends. But I don't need to do that several times a week. I'm building a business. Well, 2 businesses. My business and Art Vancouver. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm building my body. I'm building my strength internally, my mind. That's where my focus is at. Building relationships, but intentionally, not just to fill my time. I don't need to fill my time. Hence why I'm not really a big dater. Never have been. I just don't really care to go on random dates. I don't need somebody to take me for dinner. I don't really care to go out for dinner. I prefer to eat at home. I prefer to have a picnic, honestly, and be outside in nature. So that being said, I'm sharing that because I'm confident that my definition of fun is very different. And when people make comments, it doesn't sway me, but it used to. I used to wonder, am I missing out? Like, it's like, no, I'm not, because I actually really enjoy everything that I do. And I'm sure that'll shift when I have absolute abundance of financial abundance coming from wherever it's coming from while I'm sleeping. Then maybe I'll be a little bit more social. But I enjoy what I do. I do also for work quite literally coach people. So that's me socializing as well and bonding and building relationships. But no matter what age you're at, whatever the standards are and expectations are for your age group or your community, if your definition of fun is different, be confident in that. Like, you don't have to. I spent so much time before going out because I thought I had to. I personally thrived during COVID because it was like, oh great, I don't have to say no to anybody because nobody's asked me to hang out. Like, I always feel a little bit guilty because it's like, oh, I love my friends and I want to see them, but like, just give me a little more time here. I don't want to do a job that I don't love, like the majority of people, and then have a super social life. It's like, I'd rather dedicate all of my time to building something that I'm absolutely in love with, and then have the freedom to go out and do that. And I do travel a lot. I don't work 24/7 anymore. I don't have the same drive that I used to be honest. Which I was thinking about that yesterday or even this morning. And it's such a nice feeling because the drive that I had before was anxiety and fear. It wasn't passion. A little bit of both as I was discovering my passion. And I do think you need to be super disciplined in order to then give yourself back that freedom and to kind of know the difference between what it is. But I no longer, like today I woke up at 5:30 and was extraordinary without an alarm, finally feeling myself again after that 10 weeks of travel. I was absolutely exhausted, just adrenals shot, so fatigued, and I'm coming back to myself and it feels so lovely because I've spent literally the past 2 weeks, besides yesterday, being a hermit and just getting my life organized again. My, daily routine, which I missed and I enjoy. But I realized I don't have that same drive because I don't have the same fear of death anymore. It's such a nice, just let that train pass. What I was telling somebody during a coaching call the other day is not to stress so much about the deadline, because like this girl is building her business as well. And the point of that was because when you're building something that you're super passionate about, you're in it for the long run. Like, you're most likely in love with it. That's why you're building it, because it's not easy and it's super isolating. But you don't have to stress so much about getting it done right now, because you're going to be doing it forever. So if you carry that stress now and you're going to be doing it forever, then you're carrying that stress forever. So that just doesn't really make sense. So try to carry yourself in a peaceful state while you work towards your goals, dreams, whatever it might be. But with peace and just a deep knowing that what you're working for is already yours. That's why you have that dream. That's why you have that desire. Like, it wouldn't have been given to you to desire what you desire if it wasn't already yours. Yes, you have to put the work in. Yes, you have to believe. Yes, you need to do all of the things that you have to do. But don't have fear around it. Like, I carry myself so differently now, and it's so lovely. Because I'm not in a rush to reach all of my goals, because I just know that they're inevitable. Like, whatever I'm doing is the right path. So therefore, I will reach my goals. I'm not just kind of like manifest. Yeah, I wish I could just manifest it all and like meditate all day. But I still learn. I still take courses, online courses. I buy software or programs or whatever it is to teach me, sales. I don't love that aspect of it, but it's different. I'm changing my perception around it, because in order to help people to the extent that I want to, I need to change their perception. Not change, but encourage them to see what I see and why it's useful, so that I can help them. I do strongly encourage you to start, though, because it is the long process. So if you have a dream, just start one thing at a time. I used to make a huge to-do list. And as I read and learn new productivity tools, I have a must-do and a to-do. So my must-do list has 3 things on it, never more than 3 things. And the to-do list can have a zillion. But once you cross something off your must-do list, then you can add something from your to-do list to your must-do list. Now I even do less. Less is more. I focus on one thing to do that day, and then I do it. And I might do a ton of other things before that, or simultaneously. I like to multitask. I'll multitask kind of all of it and get a lot done. But there's one kind of more computer thing to do that day. If it's a specific email or outreach or sponsorship package or, I don't know, spreadsheet of some sort. One thing that's kind of a lot of mental power for me, because the rest sort of just happens. Like, I'll, end up editing some kind of document because that's easier for my mind to create than it is to, like, push it out in the world. Okay, the point of this one, though, was fun. I rambled on a little bit. Just a confident reminder that your definition of fun doesn't have to be the same. It might take you a long time to figure out what that definition is, and your definition might change over time. I just had travel for so long. Well, COVID and Alexander's death, and it was like, want to see the world. Yes, I'll build my business, but, I often ask myself, like, okay, if I had a year or two, what would be, like, the one thing right now that I can control that I'd want to, like, I feel successful if I did before I died. And a couple of years ago, I guess I realized this business is going to take a long time to get to the point that I want. I'm still working at it, obviously, and I'm making steps, quite big steps. Oh, the neighbors are playing soccer. They're so cute. And I thought, okay, well, I want to see more countries before I'm 30. But I also, more like now, because then from kind of 27 to 30, I want to focus on my business so I can be in Forbes 30 out of 30. And by 30, I want to move on to the family stage. And I accepted the fact that if I died, well, I wouldn't have a family, but I can't control that because I'm not going to just, like, grab whoever, And, okay, I'm going to wrap this up because the neighbors are going to be quite loud. But I love you guys. Be confident in who you are and what you're going after. Or if it's just peace. However you find peace and practice peace, do that. I love you so much. Have the best day ever.